Ross McCrourie, is he underrated? Well, let's find out.
I am a silent drinker. I'm drinking all over the day. I am a silent drinker. You know we troubles away.
Yes, welcome back to Where Robins Walk. We're reviewing the Middlesbrough game and looking ahead to a big week for Bristol City with games at Stoke and Leeds. Yes, welcome back to Where Robins Walk. We're going to be reviewing the Middlesbrough game and also looking ahead, of course, to games at Stoke and Leeds. But before all of that, of course, what an absolute tragic week it has been for the club, and of course, the manager himself, Liam Manning. To lose anybody in anyone's family is always a tragedy, but to lose a child and to lose a young child at that is words don't put it into mouth. So from all of us here on Where Robins Walk, from Sam, from Liam, from Ethan and myself, we also, of course, wish Liam Manning and his family well. And as Alex rightly said here on Twitter, that win was for Liam Manning and his family. Welcome back, Liam. Difficult and emotional day yesterday for everyone connected to your club.
Yeah, 100%. You could see from the reaction of the players at the end. Even Hoggy you could see was welling up. So yeah, that definitely it was written in the stars this week to say, I think.
Absolutely. We'll review the performance in a minute, but of course Manning isn't going to be rushed back to work. So in Hog, you've got obviously a very very accomplished number two. How did he set up the team yesterday in your view?
I was quite happy with what he put out, really. I think there probably would have been discussions somewhere along the line, maybe. But yeah, no, I was quite happy when I saw the team sheet. I was quite happy with what was put out there. Seemed to me Knight was playing further forward as well, rather than Bird. And you could see from his press yesterday, it worked for Tree.
First away win of the season then. Obviously happy days. What was different about this performance then than compared to those where we've been a bit disappointed?
I just think we rode our luck at times. Yesterday, definitely, the Middlesbrough had countless opportunities to put the ball in the net. Thankfully for us, they had a bit of an off day in front of goal. But I think, like we just touched on, I think this whole week, the emotion and the players really put it in for Liam yesterday. But yeah, I think the press was working. We knew Middlesbrough were going to really try and play from the back. Both our goals came from us pressing, winning the ball high and making it count, taking our chances when they came our way. So that was definitely what the game plan was yesterday by the looks of it.
We're looking this week at underrated players, and Ross McCrourie got a start yesterday. And Liam, was that one of the best games you've seen him in a Robins shirt?
It's definitely up there. I think, considering he's having to play in his unfamiliar position on the left as well. Little Ben Doak, tricky little character. He dealt with him really well yesterday. Maybe got beat a couple of times, but that's going to happen during games. But yeah, I think, especially coming back from injury and being thrust into play like he has done, I think he was exceptional yesterday. By far, man of the match.
John D echoed that and said, I reckon McCrourie was man of the match. Might be his best performance in a City shirt. Borough very dangerous wide, and players McCrourie and Tanner did very well. I really like McNally and Williams, been very good too as well as Knight. A good all-round team effort. McNally and Williams, just touch on those two for me. How did they do? Because I think they've had some knockers, haven't they, this season?
Yeah, I think Williams has sorted himself out a little bit. He was quite disciplined yesterday. I thought he was calm, steady. He was good when he needed to be. Put his foot in where he needed to be as well. McNally, his partnership with Vine is definitely growing. It seems to look, when he first started playing, I think he looked a bit uncomfortable on the left hand side. But I think as the games have gone on, I think he's looked more and more competent playing there. So yeah, good game to the pair of them yesterday. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Dickie comes back.
When the lineup was announced, Liam, there was a lot of hate for Wells coming out from players, and you actually tweeted this yourself, didn't you? All the hate for Wells is ridiculous. The exact type of game for him, and I'm personally all for it. Where does this hate come from?
I honestly don't know. Football's a game of opinions. There's no right, there's no wrong. Everybody's different. I think what it is we've paid a decent amount of money for Fally Mayulu. He's not the only game he has started. I don't think he looked all that, and he was hooked at half time. Maybe I think he's struggling a little bit with the pace of the Championship. And I think yesterday, Wells, it was a perfect game for Wells. Armstrong, yeah, he's had a good. Well, I say good. He's had an okay start to the season, but he's proven with each week that goes, he just doesn't know how to shoot. So Wells yesterday, it was a game for him with his experience. I just don't understand the hate for him. He's done nothing but given his all for the club. So you don't make 200 appearances for a club and not give everything. So I don't know. I don't know where the hate comes from. But for me personally, he's a valuable member of our squad, I'd say.
Okay. Speaking of hate, the Middlesbrough fans weren't very happy with the referee. Some actually pointing out that he hails from around the Bristol area.
Yeah, I saw a tweet yesterday of all the clubs he's played for in the past, and it's all Bristol and Clevedon and my own town, Salisbury. Actually, he's played for them as well. So, it's a bit of an odd one.
Where do you stand on this? I mean, obviously it's not his fault, but should somebody with affiliations with the area of Bristol be in charge of a Bristol City game?
He might be a Rovers fan. You don't know. So
it's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you'd think if he was a Rovers fan, he'd be against us. I think it's a bit silly. I think they're just clutching at straws a little bit. Okay, he might have given some strange decisions, but I think he was doing it for both teams. You can't blame the referee every week. I know everyone has a moan, me myself included. Yeah, the ref was this way. Whether he was from Bristol or Timbuktu, I don't think it really matters.
Okay, all right. All right, we'll leave that game alone. Then good to have proper football about that, isn't it? Where do you stand on the national break? Has it been good for Bristol City, or has it just disrupted that a little bit of momentum you're slowly building?
Judging on yesterday, it was a good thing. It was obviously the first, like you said earlier, it was our first one away this season. Probably our best performance away this season. The international break for me personally, the Nations League. I don't see the point in it really. I know it's just to get another more international matches on the calendar, but why do we need them? And especially we've got another one in November as well, so it's three international breaks before Christmas. It's stupidity.
Yeah, it is a little bit crazy. All right, thank you all very much for continuing to watch our channel. This is available as a podcast. As you know, each week we review the games, we look ahead to the new games, and of course we look back at the rest of the news and some other things coming out of the club over the last couple of weeks. Cameron Pring, Liam is expected to be out following what I understood was a complex lower leg laceration.
I
understand. I understand only to mean he's got a bit of a scratch.
Yeah, it seems
6 weeks though.
Yeah, when it happened, it was against Cardiff. Obviously, initially, I think people were a bit concerned he'd broken or fractured his lower leg. So here was I know laceration is a deep laceration that required surgery, is what the club said. So from what I've heard and seen, it's looking to be about 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So it could be a chance for McCrorie to nail that left back spot. Yeah, we've got Roberts to come back from injury. Not a lot's been said about his injury. How if it's mid to long term or not, we don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, I suppose it was the best of a bad outcome.
Yeah. We obviously wish him well with the laceration. Halloween coming up, so of course this week we are asking you who's the nastiest player that Bristol City have ever had? Who's the one that scared the opposition more than most? Who would you go with there?
In my time, it was Tommy Doherty. He'd always have one over the opposition. He'd have the last laugh. Yeah, I used to love watching him play because you knew even if it wasn't him that got chopped, you knew he was going to get him back. The player had his number marked. So yeah, for me personally, from my time watching growing up, yeah, Tommy Doherty, loved it.
Brilliant. Okay, 2 games then this week, of course. How do you think you'll fare against Stoke and Leeds?
Stoke, I think it's 50-50 with them. They didn't start too under the new manager and then picked up a bit of form. I think didn't they draw yesterday? Or
They did. They drew. They drew in Norwich. Yeah.
Yeah. So Norwich are a decent team. I think we could go up there. I think with yesterday's win, I think we could go up there and possibly come in with the 3 points. But I'd be happy with a point at Stoke. And then obviously we've got Leeds at lunchtime on Saturday. That's going to be it'd be a good watch, I think, because we haven't lost at home this season, but then Leeds they're flying at the moment. So it's I think it'll be made for a good. I don't think we'll see much of the ball. I think our best probably for next week will be counter-attacking, but I think that's when we're at our best anyway.
That's right. You've said that many times before, haven't you? That actually, when you have the ball, it's when you seem to not be able to play well.
Yeah, it's I think we've got to utilise the pace that we have in our squad. Whether that means, I know Mehmeti scored yesterday, but he's not the quickest. Maybe does that mean dropping Sinclair to the Armstrong to the right, bring Hirakawa to the left, and use the pace on the counter attack? Who knows? I think it is another game for Wales though up top.
All right. Well, we'll review all of that with you next week. Thank you very much, Liam, for joining us. Don't forget, please do drop us a subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and we'll see you next week when we review game week 11 and 12. Thanks, Liam.
Excellent. Have a good evening. Cheers, Matt.